Hello and welcome. Let's see about knocking out another short video essay. No big intro. Let's just say my name is Lewis Nichols and I've done some nerdy stuff over the years. Today, I want to let you know what I think about dinosaurs. First, as they pertain to the real world, then we'll make a pass on their place in the modern media. Finally, we'll see how I portray them in my Sandbox Forever world building project of Pellicar. Remember, if you want to know more about that as a wider subject, check out just about any video on this channel. One last friendly reminder, hit that like button and leave a comment. I'd love to talk dinosaurs with you, because you seem pretty cool, and I like cool people. We first really started learning about dinosaurs in the 1820s. It's been a long and steady development of knowledge since then. When I was a kid, dinos were still very much considered to be big lizards. It wasn't until 2010 I personally realized just how bird-like they must have been. I was passing over the causeway to Galveston as some pelicans were flying over. It was just like a scene out of Jurassic Park, but nobody got ate. Now we know dinosaurs never really died out. The ones who survived evolved into birds. I don't know too many people who aren't a little geeked out by the thought of T-Rex and Brontosaurus. It's no wonder they've etched a place in today's media. They are rarely depicted in any way close to what we think realism might have been, but Jurassic Park and other great movies keep them in the forefront of our psyche. As such, we as world builders wouldn't dare leave them out of our plans. So what do you do with your dinosaurs? Is that what you call them? Can they be ridden, turned into pets, or sliced up into stegosaurus steaks and bronto burgers? Are they related to your lizard men? You know, some people believe ancient intelligent dinos migrated into space. I'm afraid I'm not caught up with the current dino meta in D&D, but back in my day, they were basically big lizards. Lots of hit points, lots of damage, really bad armor class. There's no wrong answer. Well, that's not true. There's one. Not using them at all is a mistake. Every ecosystem needs a little dino love. So what do? You might call it heresy, and I encourage you to complain in the comments, but I've taken the classification apart and reallocated as it makes sense to my world. What does that mean? Well, let's look at the raptor. In my world, this is a reptilian look-alike to the T-Rex. They vary in size, down to little foot-tall critters, all the way up to short-armed terrors, capable of putting up a fight against just about anyone. They are a common threat in many of my warm-weather ecosystems. Raptor variations are crazy scalable, suitable for any level, nicely variable in the number appearing. You can even mix and match. For the most part, my dinos act like any other animal, but there are bestial forms. Give them a bad attitude with some armor plating, and away you go. Next, there's the Ceratops. Again, they range in size and detail, but old Triceratops would be glad to call them brother. These elephant-sized plant lovers are known for their horny heads, and there are a few serving proudly in many a nation's cavalry. They make a great hero mount. Once you've bred down those horns, they become highly ranchable as well. Next up, you've got the terror birds. These big flightless avians are fast, and they know how to hunt in packs. Again, you could put them in a range of levels and numbers to fit your needs. Come to think of it, they don't even really have to be flightless. I'm sure nobody would mind if a giant turkey was accused of being a dinosaur. Oh, how I hear the dino lovers screaming, the injustice of it all. They evolved together. They belong together, as God intended. Well, I'm more of a Michael Crichton guy. Make them work for you. When you find something interesting, use it. These are familiar creatures you can add to your world, and your audience can easily figure out what you're talking about. At the same time, you can include herds of Pentaceratops without having to build a whole dinosaur eco. However, if you want a region to go all land of the lost, by all means, do your research and have a blast. I'm a big fan of the late Cretaceous. Such awesome variety, with T-Rex, Triceratops, and even the mighty duckbills. Now, I'm not getting too deep into Pelicar taxonomy today. It will be its own episode eventually, probably sooner than later. Of course, I have mammals, reptiles, birds, and so forth. Basic evolutionary principles do affect my world. But this is fantasy, and there are more than the usual natural forces at work. At some point in the distant past, some great god of reptiles and pointy horns decided that rhinos had a pretty good idea. He brought the first breeding population of ceratops into being, and they've done pretty well ever since. They spread out, changed up a little bit, and now there's a bunch of different types. Same thing happened with the raptors. Perhaps some god of war thought it would be a challenge for his people to take on a horde of several thousand oviraptors. The hundreds who survived the battle etched out a living in some unpopulated hill country. Over the ages, they evolved and spread out. A few went for a dip in some magical waterfall and got bigger. A mad alchemist alters their biofield to produce armor in a group. The Kingdom of Kor bred their raptors up to easily wear armor and serve as war mounts. With enough magic and time, anything is possible. You don't like my ideas? That's fine. Tell me what your dinosaurs are like in the comments. Hit the like button or even the dislike. Subscribe for more controversial takes. But most of all, I hope you all have an excellent day. Cheers.